are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. A lot of fans are calling out Nicki and clowning Nicki because Beyonce's Morning Dew is supposed to debut in the top 25 on the Hot 100, possibly in the top 20. And people are calling out Nicki Minaj's music that she has released that have not debuted in the top 20. Okay. From Pink Friday 2 and even the Bano remix and the Eskimo remix that didn't debut on the Hot 100. But after Club Up, I think that went top 20. I don't remember exactly, but I think that went top 20. That was one of my favorite songs on Pink Friday 2. But despite Camel Face and Beyonce performing at the Yankee Stadium, not a single Camel Face song has made it to either the global Apple Music Top 200 or the US Apple Top 200 chart. So people are talking about how his new single Glory is flopping, even though he performed at 3 stadium shows. Beyonce's music is doing well, but Camel Face's music is not. Okay. And this is why he needed his wife to perform. But Camel Face is telling people behind the scenes that him and Beyonce right now are hotter than Nicki Minaj and Drake. That's what, the Carters are telling people, that they're right now musically hotter than Drake and Nicki Minaj. Let me know how y'all feel about it. And I guess this is why the fans are kind of, trying to compare Nicki Minaj's stats to Beyonce and Camel Face's. But in my opinion, Nicki Minaj hasn't released music this year, or last year. So I don't understand why we're comparing, something from a few years ago. If Nicki Minaj released a song right now, I think it would go top 20. As for Drake, Iceman was one of the best rap albums of the year. Now, Habiti and Maid of Honor was trash, but Iceman was one of the best rap albums of the year, and Glory, I'll be honest with you, was trash. I like Camel Face. I think Camel Face and Beyonce are icons, but that Glory record is boring, and it should have just been kept in the stash, or he could have sent that to, Blue Ivy via text or email. He didn't have to post that or put it on streaming services because it was boring. Okay, I understand you wanted to pay homage to Blue Ivy, but you could have sent that to her email. You didn't have to really put it on streaming platforms because we didn't need to hear it. It wasn't that great. Now, producer Little Doo-Doo on the Beat, which is Megan Thee Stallion's producer, he worked on Big Ol' Freak and Body by Megan Thee Stallion and a few of her other songs. And he said that he needed loops for Doja Cat, melodic up-tempo vibes, okay? Which has a lot of fans speculating that Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion are coming to take over the summer. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, in my opinion, I think that Doja Cat can give Megan a run for her money if they both hop on the track and start rapping. Because no shade, Doja Cat ate up Scratch Off on OK. And I didn't think that was going to happen. I always thought Doja Cat was a better artist than Scratch Off, right? And she always has gotten a bigger push. But rapping rise, I thought Scratch Off was going to take Doja Cat easily, okay? Especially since Doja Cat's V era was pop. But she completely out-rapped Scratch Off on the OK song, which was one of my favorite songs on Scratch Off's album. And so I believe that Doja Cat can out-rap Megan, okay? Now, not saying that Megan can't rap. I think a lot of people underestimate Doja Cat's rapping ability. And even myself, I've underestimated her in the past because sometimes I feel like Doja Cat does the bare minimum. And she's not that lyrical. I've said that in the past, but I feel like she's now going to showcase her true talent and show people she has bars, especially now that she has something to prove. But I also feel like it don't really matter who out-raps who, because I think the song is probably going to be fire. I think Megan and Doja Cat are definitely coming with heat. Now, Camel Face for the third night at the Yankee Stadium, he brung out Beyonce again and Rihanna, okay? He told Rihanna, bitch, I'm not ASAP. You gonna get on this fucking stage and you gonna sing and you better put out the album. Because the album is coming. Camel Face is not playing with Rihanna. He said, bitch, you need to get back to the music. Start singing, okay? Stop popping out babies and start singing. She came up there to perform. Bitch, better have my money and run this town. But the person that was talking about his children wasn't up there, if you know what I mean. But Beyonce, she performed Drunken Love. Allegedly, they were having issues with the stage production, and that's why, he was late. He did bring out Teyana Taylor as well, and she sounded terrible. Oh my goodness, she cannot sing. Live. She sounded absolutely terrible. He brought out Usher. And unfortunately, Pharrell and Camel Face sent some threats to Nicki Minaj, Drizzy Drake, and a few of his other ops.
Y'all know him to be the giant, and I know him to be. They poked the bear, and then the bear cut his hair, and now he got on his helmet. He got on his helmet, and he getting ready to go to work. I hope he kill all the niggas. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Make some noise for the legendary skateboard Peter.
So he said that they poked the bear, and the bear cut off his hair, and he's ready to get back to work, and he's hoping that Camel Face kills all these niggas. Now, allegedly, they're saying Nicki Minaj, Drake, Dame Dash have all poked the bear, and he's about to send some more diss tracks their way. And everybody knows, if you're a fan of Camel Face or if you're in the industry, that when Camel Face cuts his hair, that means he's working on an album. Everybody knows that. So that means the album is coming. And he is showing who he is aligning with by bringing out Rihanna, Teyana Taylor, obviously his wife. He is preparing another diss track, okay? That's why Pharrell was saying that on stage, because Pharrell is, helping him, because Pharrell don't like Drake, okay? Unsure about his relationship with Nicki, but he doesn't like Drake because of his ties with the Clips and Pusha T. So, more alliances are forming, okay, or already have formed, and dishes will be thrown. Now, Glorilla has teased that she is ready to pop off the summer with a new hit single.
Ass out, abs out, buying shit and never checking my account. Taking trips, eating shit that I can't pronounce. Popping out, I'm too fine to be in the house. Ass out, abs out, bet I'm bucking, moose knuckling.
So let me know how y'all feel about it. I feel like the song kind of sounds pretty fire. Okay, I feel like this song is catchy. I like the beat. Glorilla, she tends to have the same type of cadence and flow. I'm not really expecting Glorilla to change that. I don't really consider Glorilla to be a lyrical artist or a super talented artist. I think she can make hit records, but just because you can make hit records, that doesn't mean that you have talent. I think it's two separate things. There's only a few female rappers that can do both, and she's not one of them. But I do like the song, and I feel like, maybe she should have released this, maybe possibly, earlier in the summer. Not saying it's, too late, but I'm just saying this could have been a bop if she had released this like in June or something like that. It could have been, possibly the song of the summer. So let me know how y'all feel about it, and if you guys will be supporting Glorilla's new song. Now, Trinity and Bryce are the winners for Love Island USA Season 8. And Änïyä and Carl came in second place, which is still very good. Let me know who did y'all vote for if you guys watched this season, and who did you guys want to win? Okay. Now, I wanted Änïyä and Carl to win. That's who I voted for. I didn't mind Bryce and Trinity winning. I think it was obvious that they were going to win, but I wanted Änïyä and Carl to win because I like Änïyä and Carl equally. I only like Trinity. I never cared for Bryce. So that's why I did not vote for Trinity and Bryce. I felt like for Bryce's age, because he is basically 30, I felt like he was a little bit insecure. I also don't like the fact that, he did not stick up for Trinity the way Carl stuck up for Änïyä. Carl stuck up for Änïyä when he basically got booted off, when she chose KC, and I'm sure she regrets that decision, obviously. But he got booted off, and the cast of men were telling Carl, Änïyä made a big mistake. And I think it was Gal or possibly Dylan saying when he came back into the villa that Änïyä should be making him breakfast and, she's going to have to work to win him back. And that definitely did not happen because he wanted Änïyä all along. I felt like their love was very more mature. They had in-depth conversations. I didn't feel like Bryce and Trinity had many in-depth conversations. I'll be honest with you, I like Trinity. I like her personality, but I didn't really feel the chemistry between them like I felt the chemistry between Änïyä and Carl. But it could be because Carl, even though he's a little bit older, you can tell he's older too, he is more mature. Bryce, he is 30, but he doesn't act like he's 30. When TT and, I think it was TT and Trinity were going back and forth, he was laughing with Zach. You should have been sticking up for your girl. Okay, when, KC and TT were yelling at Trinity, he was mute. When Zach was talking about Trinity, he'd be mute. So that's why I don't really like Bryce. And I think that, no shade, I don't see Bryce and Trinity lasting. But I'm not upset that they won because at the end of the day, they were in the villa together the longest, okay? It was, Zach and Kata and Bryce and Trinity that were in the villa together the longest. But, Zach is a little bit more messier than Bryce. Bryce is just more insecure, but Zach is very much just messy, and he was in everybody's business. And that's why him and Kata were never going to last. Plus, he was talking about, exploring with other women after he slept with Kata. So after that, I knew he was never going to win. But I'm not mad at Bryce and Trinity winning. And I do think that, based on the time that they were together in the villa, of course, I understand why they won. And people love the swirl. So the swirl is always going to win. Now, Scratch Off announced that she is doing a gymnasium tour. Let me know which show you guys are going to. And do you think she will bring a special guest with her on her backyard tour? Now, in my opinion, I would never go see Scratch Off in person. I do like some of her music, but I would never go see her live. But I think going on tour is smart. It can make people go back and listen to the album, possibly get some songs charting on Billboard, and I can see Scratch Off bringing out special guests. I can see her bringing out, Doja Cat, 21 Below Average, her baby daddy, Mariah the Scientist. I can see her doing that. And like I said before, I think that this would be good promotion for her album because I don't think her album was trash. I don't think it was as great as the Shit album, but it wasn't trash. And I feel like it was kind of overlooked because people were more concerned about the Cardi B and Scratch Off drama than they were with the music. Y'all didn't support the music because y'all was too concerned about the beef. That be the problem in female rap. Y'all care about the beef more than y'all care about the music. But who should open up for Scratch Off on her tour? I can see a few artists actually doing it, but I can also see those artists not getting paid. I think it's going to be like an Ice Spice and Clea Trapper situation where, you know, Ice Spice had Clea Trapper performing for free. So I can see Scratch Off trying to do that, considering that the budget probably won't be there. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Taylor, Selena, Ckiminaj, Camel Face, Project 29, what's happening with that? Link will be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.